excited. I mean, if you look at it, that we're offering these students an opportunity to, I think, come to an amazing campus.
Coming up, Syracuse University is raising their acceptance rate this application period. What this means for future Orange family members.
Plus, some SU students living in primarily freshman dorms were instructed to get COVID tested by the end of the week. The university's precautions against the Omicron virus.
31 years after the tragedy, this community seeks to act forward.
For the past 31 years, SU has honored the lives of 35 students who died in the tragic bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 through Remembrance Scholarship program. Applications for the 2022 cohort are now open. How you can apply, all that and more, News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
It's official, Syracuse University students only have one more week of classes left in the fall semester. Good evening, I'm Liam Crowley.
And I'm Ricky Sayer. As the semester comes to a close, another batch of Oranges are joining the SU community. But how many can we expect?
New at 6, the acceptance rate at Syracuse University saw a drastic increase this past year. CitrusTV reporter Nicole Aponte joins us now in studio to break down the numbers. Nicole, why did this increase happen in the first place?
Well, Liam, the college admissions process is something that every high school senior has to go through. Attending college tours, speaking to admissions counselors, and looking at acceptance rates to see if there's a chance at getting accepted into their dream school. Here at Syracuse University, it might be a little easier to get accepted. The Princeton Review is reporting that the acceptance rate is at 68.7% for the year 2020, an increase from 44.4% from 2019. So, in simpler terms, the acceptance rate skyrocketed to over 24% in just a year. Sarah Scalise, a spokesperson from Syracuse University, told CitrusTV News, "We did see an increase in fall 2020 to 68.7%, which largely attributed to the inability for international students to come to the U.S., causing a lower yield rate, which ultimately resulted in a higher admit rate." In simpler terms, this means since international students could not come to the U.S. last year, acceptance rates increased so students living within the U.S. would be able to attend Syracuse. Those students from the United States would fill those seats originally reserved for international students. Wes Whiteside, the Associate Director of Recruitment and Diversity at Newhouse, says this is the perfect opportunity for more students to call SU their home.
Actually excited. I mean, if you look at it, that we're offering these students an opportunity to, I think, come to an amazing campus, and I think at that point too is, looking for students, in other areas, right, kind of around the country and around the world.
Now, this past fall in 2021, let's take a look at the numbers before 2021 actually started. So looking right now, 46.9% in 2017. Then it went all the way down to 44.4% in 2019, the lowest on our graph right here. And then really that 24% increase to 68.7%, and then back to 59.2% in 2021. So I'm a sophomore right now, class of 2024, had that close to 70% acceptance rate when they applied here to Syracuse University. But it is considered a moderately selective school, something that hasn't changed. Around 32,000 people apply here each year. SAT and ACT scores are optional. That decision was made by the university because of the stresses of the pandemic. Syracuse University student Nish Chaudhary says he finds this rise questionable.
When I heard that the acceptance rate has gone up, I thought maybe just by like 8 points. But when I saw that it has gone up by literally more than 20 points, I was very baffled.
And it's not just SU experiencing that increase. 6 of the 8 Ivy League schools saw an uptick in acceptance rates in 2020. And Clemson, another ACC school, saw an increase in the acceptance rate in the fall of 2020 from 51 to 61%. Scalise says that the university is going through strategic planning to gradually decrease that acceptance rate as they navigate through the back end of the pandemic, even though the university says it will continue to adjust to an ever-changing pandemic environment. The application deadline is January 1st, regular decision. Ricky, Liam, back to you.
Thanks, Nicole. 3 professional development programs are coming to Syracuse University in 2022. The goal of these programs is to support faculty aiming to incorporate diversity and inclusion principles into their curriculums. These programs will focus on syllabus design, student feedback, and signature assignments.
And the latest COVID numbers here at SU, there are currently 61 active COVID cases on campus. That is an increase of 7 since yesterday. This includes 4 new student cases and 5 new employee cases. The positivity rate is at 0.1%.
Today is the last day for Flint, Sadler, Lawrenson, and Day Hall residents to complete their mandatory COVID-19 testing. The project management office is increasing COVID-19 surveillance because of the Omicron variants. The university is also doing wastewater testing in residence halls and dining centers.
This afternoon, Remembrance Scholarship information sessions were held in Byrd Library. Citrus TV's John Perik was at the event earlier today and is now joining us in studio tonight. John?
Ricky, good evening. On December 21st, people from around the world will gather to remember the 270 men, women, and children whose lives were lost in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. 35 of those precious lives belong to the Syracuse University students studying abroad. And for the past 31 years, each student's legacy continues through Syracuse University's Remembrance Scholarship. And now this afternoon, current Remembrance Scholars spoke with students applying for the honor during an information session held in Byrd Library. Earlier today, we spoke with Alyssa Grozowski, one of the current Remembrance Scholars, who says although her senior year is coming to a close, once you receive the honor, it lasts a lifetime.
I think being a Remembrance Scholar continues on the rest of your life. Even though you're officially a Remembrance Scholar for a year, that person who you're assigned to, who you're paired with, never really leaves you.
But today's conversation was geared towards current Syracuse juniors looking to fill both Alyssa and her cohort's shoes.
So I think just kind of getting to see the beauty amongst like the tragedy is what really inspired me to be like, I want to be part of this program.
Now, students who are interested in becoming a Remembrance Scholar can find more information on remembrance.syr.edu. Guys, back to you.
John Perik, thank you. Ricky, now when I first woke up this morning, I was not expecting the winter temperatures we were feeling. No precipitation yet, but that wind chill is nothing to mess with.
Yeah, this is what students are going to have to be dealing with this for the next couple of months, it seems. Let's go over to our Tyler O'Neill to get a look at what's happening outside right now.
Thanks, guys. It is pretty cold out here tonight with a feeling of 32 degrees right now. As we head into tonight, though, the temperatures are going to drop down to 29 degrees. These winds we have right now, 10 to 20 mile an hour, are going to die down tonight as well, 5 to 10. Tonight, quick chance of rain, about 20%. Nothing too exciting, but if you're heading out, definitely wear some warm clothes. And tomorrow, high of 44 and low chance of rain tomorrow as well. Guys?
Tyler, thank you. Elementary school children are receiving COVID-19 vaccines in Onondoga County. County Executive Ryan McMahon says just over 8,000 out of 35,000 children between ages 5 and 11 have gotten their first dose. Clinics have opened for kids at the Civic Center, schools, pharmacies, and the state fairgrounds. And the city of Syracuse is offering a new loan program for small businesses. Business owners can now apply for low-interest loans that are under $1 million. There are 3 types of funds based on employee size and business type. Syracuse is designating $123 million of federal stimulus funds to this cause. The Syracuse Economic Development Corporation says that the deadline for this cause is December 31st.
Syracuse's high poverty storefronts expect to receive funding through a new city grant. The Syracuse Common Council is set to approve the $2 million federal stimulus fund. The usage is for investment and commercial and mixed-use properties. These grants can go up to $100,000 for empty or underused storefronts. The funds may also go to accessibility or environmental issues to boost economic activity in these areas.
Syracuse Theater is back just in time for the holiday season. The Syracuse City Ballet is performing the Nutcracker this weekend only. The troupe is set to perform at the On Center's Krauss-Heinz Theater. Artistic director Aldo Catton Santiago has created a new reimagined version of this classic show. The first showing begins tomorrow at 11 in the morning and the last is Sunday at 2 in the afternoon.
And another holiday favorite will be at the Landmark Theater this Sunday. They're showcasing a performance of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical, Sunday. The production is based on the animated television special and set for the stage. Patrons are required to be fully vaccinated or present a recent negative COVID test. The performance is at 3 in the afternoon.
Staffing shortages at area hospitals are leading to the cancellation of some surgeries. Phone calls are starting to go out to elective surgery patients. This is in response to New York Governor Kathy Hochul's executive order that requires hospitals with 10% bed capacity or less to cancel all elective surgeries. Those surgeries are classified as non-life-threatening and will remain on hold for the foreseeable future. Hochul's efforts will relieve staffing shortages and COVID-19 surges.
The Justice Department, is starting an investigation into sexual harassment allegations against former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Cuomo is accused by 11 women of sexual harassment. He resigned in August to avoid impeachment by the New York State Assembly. This comes just days after his brother Chris Cuomo was suspended indefinitely by CNN. The younger Cuomo allegedly used media contacts to try and get information on accusers.
And coming up on Citrus TV News, the latest in the search for the Michigan school shooter's suspects' parents, what charges they face upon their return.
And Major League Baseball is experiencing a work stoppage for the first time in 27 years. What this means for the future of the sport. All that and more when we come back.
OTN is on all your favorite apps: Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Search Orange Television Network or OTN. OTN has its best shows, short films, and Citrus TV on demand. Family and friends can watch OTN too. Watch the live stream of OTN to catch live Citrus TV news, live from Studio B, and mornings on the Hill. On or off campus, watch OTN anywhere.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Ricky Sayre, Liam Crowley, Ryan Nelson, Nicole Aponte, and John Perik. Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. The parents of the accused Oxford High School shooter have been charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. FBI, U.S. Marshals, and police are in a manhunt for Jennifer and James Crumbley. U.S. Marshals joining in the search moments ago. The couple's attorney says they are returning to town for their arraignment. According to the prosecutor, the Crumbleys stored the firearm in an unlocked drawer their son was able to access. They say the Crumbleys did not ask where the gun went on the day of the shooting.
And an update on the victims who were injured in the shooting. 3 of the 7 wounded shooting victims have been discharged from the hospital, and 2 more have been promoted from critical to stable condition.
The latest jobs report shows employers are hiring new workers at a slower pace. 210,000 people were hired in November. That's the fewest in a year. Unemployment rates fell sharply from 4.6 to 4.2%. Those rates are historically low, but still above pre-pandemic rates.
Now, the report indicates 4.7 million fewer people are employed compared to just before the pandemic. Just 1.7 million of them are actively looking for jobs. They're currently classified as unemployed.
A federal government shutdown is being avoided. President Biden signed a stopgap measure to keep the government open until February 18th.
The bill was approved just hours before funding would have stopped on Friday. Passage prevents millions of public sector workers from being unpaid and museums and parks from closing.
President Biden's plan to fight COVID does not include one controversial restriction. Biden announced Thursday that his winter plan will not include lockdowns or shutdowns. The plan does include widespread vaccination and boosters.
The plan comes as vaccine mandates are being reviewed by courts. Biden says his plan will not expand those mandates. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Service will contact more than 60 million people to remind them to get their shot.
First is expanding the nationwide booster campaign with more outreach, more appointments, more hours, more times and sites to walk in, providing boosters shots for up to 110 million Americans who are eligible for boosters.
And President Biden is also working to stop the spread of COVID across the globe. The Biden administration is sending 9 million COVID vaccine doses to Africa over concern of the Omicron variants. The White House says that the U.S. will have donated 100 million vaccines to Africa alone once these vaccines are distributed.
2 million vaccines will be sent elsewhere in the world. A White House coronavirus response coordinator says vaccinating people abroad is vital to protecting the American people.
And for the first time in 27 years, Major League Baseball is experiencing a work stoppage. Now, Ricky, not only does this indicate discrepancies with MLB leadership, but it also has a huge impact on the sport as we know it.
We now go to Citrus TV sports reporter Trey Redfield. Trey, what exactly is happening and what does it mean for America's pastime?
Well, Ricky, yesterday the collective bargaining agreement between Major League Baseball and the MLB Players Association expired. This caused the first work stoppage since 1994 when the season was cut short without a World Series that August. As both sides were unable to negotiate a new CBA before the deadline, all baseball-related activities are now prohibited until a new agreement is reached. Now, as a result, all MLB references to active players must be removed from their media sites, including articles and even pictures. Players have unified in their response to this by changing their social media profile pictures to the same blank gray avatar, which have replaced their photos on MLB.com. It also includes the stoppage of an offseason that has been very active thus far, with over $1.5 billion already committed to free agents prior to the lockout. Should the two parties fail to reach a new agreement before the beginning of April next year, it will mean delaying the start of the 2022 season. At the center of negotiations are major changes to the compensation system, arbitration, for players who have not yet reached free agency proposed by the Players Association. They're also calling on MLB to increase the luxury tax threshold, which has become a de facto salary cap, to $245 million. Other points in negotiation which will directly change how the game is played include the adoption of the universal designated hitter, expansion of the postseason field, and implementation of pitch clocks. The answer to when both sides will come to an agreement, well, we don't know yet. But this, at the end of the day, is a terrible look for Major League Baseball. When it locked down in 1994, the league responded in 1995 with a 20 million person drop in attendance. Gentlemen, back to you.
Trey, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that sun earlier in the week, everyone, because it's nothing but winter weather for the foreseeable future. Your full weather forecast after the break. Tyler O'Neill is in studio.
from the Citrus TV Weather Center. This is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Now, I know it's quite cold out there. I have your current temperatures for you across central New York. Here in Syracuse, we have a 32 degrees right now. Down in Cortland, 30 degrees. Elmira, 33, and as we head north, 31 in Fulton and 32 in Rome. But when are these winds going to stop? Right now, as we head into tonight, we'll have 6-mile-an-hour winds dying down to about 3 miles an hour by 4 a.m. But those winds are going to pick up again once tomorrow. At 12 p.m., we'll see 11 miles an hour. 4 p.m., 15 miles an hour, and they'll back down tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We'll see 13-mile-an-hour winds. Those winds are going to make the real feel of 44 degrees tomorrow feel more like 35. So be prepared for that tomorrow. Wear a coat, hat, whatever you need to do to stay warm. Now, tomorrow's planner, 34 degrees in the morning. As we head to noon, 30 degrees. And by the end, 6 p.m., 37 degrees, mostly cloudy, and a few flurries tomorrow. Now, Trey, what's going on in the sports world?
Tyler, Syracuse men's basketball heads down to Tallahassee to get a glimpse of ACC play tomorrow afternoon. But Jim Boeheim says somebody's got to step up. Who is that someone? Well, you're going to have to find out in a flash.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They call me MAXIE, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
The backcourt for Syracuse men's basketball is a lethal duo, and it's something we get to see tomorrow afternoon against Florida State. Welcome into sports. I'm Trey Redfield. Joe Girard and Buddy Boeheim scored over 20 points in Tuesday's win over Indiana, but who was lacking? It was Symir Torrance again. Head coach Jim Boeheim says it's time for the Marquette transfer to kick it into gear.
You know, he's got to get better. He needs to get better. He's never played much, and we need him to play. But I'd rather have Joe and Buddy tired out there than Symir if he's not going to make plays or not going to help us. Simple as that.
It's safe to say Torrance didn't do much on Tuesday. The junior only registered 6 minutes, scoring just 2 points. Boeheim and Girard, on the other hand, combined for over 90 minutes of game action. And if you spent this week with us here on News Live at 6, I spent more minutes here talking about sports this week than Torrance has spending on the basketball court. The answer to whether or not Torrance will help out his backcourt comrades comes this Saturday against Florida State, a team the junior has never played against in his collegiate career due to being in the Big East all of his collegiate career. Tip-off is set for 4, so be sure to join us for Orange Press Pass at 8 right here on OTN. This time last week, Syracuse women's ice hockey went to Burlington only to take a 1-1 tie and a 5-1 loss the day after against Vermont. But the Orange return to CHA play tonight, and boy, oh boy, it is a big one. Mercyhurst comes into town for a 2-game set, just 2 points behind second place Syracuse in the conference standings. The Lakers, with a couple of receiving votes in the USCHO poll, are riding a 5-game winning streak. Hurst and Cuse face off at 7, so coming up just shortly. Be sure to follow women's ice hockey beat reporter Chillicassia Dele at Chillicassia Dele TV on Twitter for in-game updates. After hosting the Section 3 football championship, state title games returned to the Dome. It's a long time coming, as there was no such thing as playoffs last season. Let's check out who has come out victorious so far and who is on deck. In Class D, it was an easy win for Section 4's Tioga to start off the day, taking down Mariah of Section 7 27-0 this afternoon. The Tigers erupted late, scoring 20 in the fourth quarter. Right after that, the Cinderella story was completed in the Class A championship. Section 3's own Christian Brothers Academy, owners of the 6th seed in sectionals, defeated Section 1's Somers in a thrilling 32-31 win. The Brothers stopped the Tuskers on a 2-point conversion with just 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So a big-time win for CBA. Exit those two, enter Section 2's Schuylerville and Section 4's Chinago Folks for the Class C championship. The Horses and Blue Devils just got underway at Ernie Davis Legend Field, and the show goes on tomorrow. It starts with Class B as Section 1's Pleasantville takes on Maine Enwell of Section 4 at noon, and 6 hours after that, we've got the nightcap. Class AA closes up shop with Section 1's Carmel taking on Section 6's Bennett. Guys, back to you.
Trey, thanks so much. When we come back, one last look at your weather.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. I have your wake-up forecast for you tomorrow morning. If you're up at 8 a.m., you'll see a nice 38 degrees, but with the wind, it's going to feel more like 33. If you're a late riser, you'll see a little warmer temperatures, but the winds are going to pick up, make tomorrow feel like a cool day. But Liam, Ricky, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Tyler. Before we go, today marks the end of a broadcasting era in central New York. The city of Syracuse honored NBC3 chief meteorologist Wayne Mahar today by naming a snowplow after him.
He was a Central New York's first full-time meteorologist when he joined WSTM Channel 3 in 1985. Today, he retires after 36 years at the station. Congratulations on retirement to him.
And that's all the time we have for you today on News Live at 6. For more of us on the latest, follow us on socials at CitrusTV News or on our website at citrustv.com. For all of us here, I'm Liam Crowley.
And I'm Ricky Sayer. Have a good evening and an even better tomorrow.